retirement is a man-made construct. We just fabricated this idea of retirement. So I think about retirement in kind of four phases, right? So for most of human history, we didn't retire, right? You worked until you couldn't work anymore, and your family and your community took care of you. The second phase, or when retirement kind of became a thing in the early 1920s, was when we had a very large group of young workers and very few older workers, and we wanted to get them out of the workforce, right? We had high youth unemployment rates. So retirement was brought in really to move older people out of the workforce and then give them some financial security. But to your point, life expectancy back then was probably about 50 years old, and you might have collected your pension at 65. So a lot of people never even collected their pensions. And if they did, it was for a year or two because we all worked in fairly laborious roles. The third version of retirement, which is the golden years, emerged in the 60s. We created OAS, CPP, defined benefit plans. And that is, for the most part, marketing people took this and said, look, like, you're going to retire at 65, and then you're going to have this beautiful life. Everything's going to be magical. You're going to be able to travel. You're going to be able to rest and play golf. You're going to be able to hang with your grandkids, which are all very, very good things. But again, life expectancy at that time might have been in your 70s, right? And so that is, we all remember Freedom 55. That is the marketing, and that's the narrative that we've been given. And I go back to my parents, my mom taking me to the financial advisor. That's the model I had in my head. But today, as you know, we've got declining defined benefit plans. It's much more of a do-it-yourself adventure. You have to do it on your own with a financial advisor to do some of that planning. But you could live another, 20, 25 years, right? We underestimate how long we're going to live. If you ask somebody, how long are you going to live? Most people will use their parents as the proxy, right? But if you make it to 65, the median number of years after 65 is 22, which is 87. So you now have an extremely long period of time after your primary career. And for the most part, that's a complete void. We don't have role models for that. We don't have a narrative for it other than rest and relaxation. And most people, quite frankly, when they plan, they don't think about that at all, right? We've typically responded to two questions that our customers ask us, which is, when can I retire and how much do I need? That's it. Right. And when you think about planning for another 20, 25 years, that's a lot of time to plan for. And there are a lot of questions that go beyond just when can I retire and how much do I need? And I think that is the shift that we're having.